Good evening. I'm meteorologist Carly Gomez, and I have the latest updates for you here about all the flood control that's been happening around the state, as well as that flood potential out there for the weekend and into next week. Now, as of just Thursday, we got a lot of information on the Folsom Dam as well as their flood control operations. Now we're getting more on Oroville. That happened for Friday, March 10th, and they're saying, yeah, it's only the second time this new spillway has been open. Now, it started around noon, and what's happening now is that this lake in this area here at Oroville, it has risen about 180 feet since December 1st. Now they have about 60 feet more to go below their maximum there. But what they're expecting to see is a lot of that rainwater on top of some of that snowpack melting down their rivers and into Oroville. Now they do anticipate seeing anywhere from about 20 to 40,000 cubic feet per second as an inflow expected into Oroville. And now they are starting to release some of that water in anticipation of the inflows. Now, currently they're releasing about 15,000 cubic feet per second through the area, and the actual capacity of that spillway to let out at once is actually 270,000 cubic feet per second. You might remember some of the very bad storm systems that we had early in about 2017 or so, and 2016, some of the storms really just flooding a lot of the areas. Now, we saw that the dam did break and that spillway break. They had repaired it, and now only the second time being used. And now they're able to release a lot more of this water just to prepare for everyone below Oroville, making sure that no homes get flooded, no neighborhoods, no any kind of farmland area there, as well as even the freeways. They kind of got flooded out there off I-5. Now let's talk about what else is happening. South Yuba River, we've been getting these images in from Nevada County Consolidated Fire. Now the water rising fast, and it's moving very cold and quickly through a lot of these areas like the Yuba River. Now currently moving about 4,300 cubic feet per second, previously only moving at 635 cubic feet per second. Now, no, this is kind of hard to really take in. How much is a cubic foot per second? Well, about 1 cubic foot per second is equal to about 7.45 or 7.5 gallons of water. So you do the math, and we're looking at some of these numbers close to anywhere from 37,000 to even 112,000 gallons of water per second being released. Those are some of the numbers we talked about for Folsom Dam, because they were looking at releases between 5 and 15,000. Now they're definitely moving those up to 30,000. Let's talk about these major water supplies and reservoir areas. Now we are seeing here that around Shasta, the releases are now about 3,250 cubic feet per second. So not a lot. And this is actually the biggest spillway, the reservoir, the biggest reservoir in the state. Oroville the second, and they're releasing 15,000. Now you may be confused here at why Folsom is releasing 30,000 cubic feet per second when they're actually one of the smallest ones. Now the big reason here is you have to remember that these two are very big. They kind of release here and go at a slower rate because they have so much area to fill up and fill with water. If you think about Folsom, it's a much smaller dam, and this is primarily used for flood control. So they're releasing a lot faster because the inflows are also expected to be a lot for the Sierra. We're talking about areas like Donner, as well as just off 50. A lot of the inflows for Folsom expected to come in very quickly. They need to release much quicker to protect a lot of the urban areas. Now let's talk about New Melones, Don Pedro, San Luis Reservoir areas. Now they're looking at some of their capacities right around 77%, 84%, 48% New Melones. Well, these are right at, if not very similar to what we saw for Shasta and Oroville, right around 75% or so. So they're going to need to start releasing quickly as well. So they've been kind of doing anywhere from 5 to 15 as well. And we're going to really be monitoring a lot of these reservoirs as they continue to up or maybe just decrease some of the flows past the weekend. But we do anticipate the biggest day for dumping that water really Friday into Saturday, because the rising rivers here are expected to peak on Saturday. We're starting to slow down with some of those showers as we move from Saturday to Sunday. We do expect another big system, though, to arrive from Monday night into Tuesday. So we're getting all this water out first before the next atmospheric river arrives. Talking about some of the ones that have been really big here and monitoring, as well as potential for above flood stage, is the Cosumnes River, Michigan Bar, and McConnell. Previously, you may have seen in some of our previous YouTube videos that we are also talking about McColmy River as well as the Tuolumne River. Now, bring these two up here because they have been pulled out of that red zone. And a lot of this due to the fact that we have been dumping a lot of that water out quickly. So some of these areas may be a little more safe currently, but this can all change. As soon as rising rivers happen, these orange stages could go to red very quickly. And these are monitoring stages. So we're still not out of the woods yet with some of these like Tuolumne. We know some areas of Modesto even had to evacuate near the Tuolumne River for some zones, as it's expected at least forecasts get very close to flood stage there. These are expected to be above flood stage. So notice that close to and above flood stage. So they have started to warn people of evacuations there in the Modesto area near Tuolumne River, McColmy River, Benson's Ferry. That has been downgraded from that red to the orange, as they're still expected to be forecast close to flood stage, just not expected to be above it now. So we'll still monitor and let you know of any updates. All right, let's talk about the low pressure systems here. We have seen that the impacts of Thursday into Friday's storm, the strong winds, the heavy rain, all of that finally moving its way south, giving us a small break by Friday afternoon, but we're not out of the woods because we still have watches and warnings in place for flood watch as well as some winter storm watch. Two more low pressure systems out there. One of them going to suck that atmospheric river right back in and deliver us more of that heavy rain and snowfall from Monday into Tuesday. All right, so the winter storm warning as well as the flood watch, those two in effect until 10 a.m. on Sunday. Now, through the weekend, we're not going to see the intense downpours that we saw as well as those strong winds that we saw Thursday into Friday. What we're going to see now is scattered showers. So you may even see some sunshine for your weekend. But here's the thing. The scattered showers move in and then you get an instant downpour in one region. Well, maybe somewhere else doesn't see any at all. But if you are in a zone where you start getting those downpours, we're also looking at thunderstorm potential, and that's obviously very dangerous. You don't want to be around thunderstorms. We could see some funnel clouds building as well into the afternoon hours. This is going to be Saturday, Sunday, as well as Monday. But the flood watch, the winter storm warning, does end on Sunday morning. Let's take a look here as we time it all out for your Futurecast radar. We are looking at 4:30 a.m. on Saturday, still looking higher elevation snowfall and more of that rain pushing through the valley. And then finally, we do get a little bit of a break from Sacramento down to Stockton, some just cloudy skies about lunchtime here. Everything from Sacramento north, seeing some showers pretty heavy at times, especially near Clear Lake. Passing through, we actually get a pretty nice solid break for most of the valley spots here through 6 p.m. So the afternoon hours is looking actually pretty good. Yuba City all the way to Modesto. Finally, moving into early Sunday morning, we continue to get some more heavy rain, downpours, and those scattered showers. Now, this is also leading to potential for thunderstorms. You notice here, you're seeing a lot of these orange shades with the yellow. These are downpours, but also that potential to see a thunderstorm chance, even in the early morning hours. Now, as we take a look into your Sunday afternoon and over into your evening hours, we're still looking at pretty much scattered showers throughout your day on Sunday. And then more of that snowfall, again, at much higher elevations than what we've been seeing for the last week. That does mean that those heavy downpours pushing through areas like Grass Valley toward Placerville even, and Colfax, Nevada City, all these places are going to see extensive runoff for those zones because we're looking at that rain on top of that snow melt still happening. And that is pushing into neighborhoods, into drainage canals, into those streams, into those rivers. So again, please be careful. Let's monitor the atmospheric rivers because this is what we saw Thursday into Friday. And now we're going to see another one. That's going to be moving in early morning hours of Tuesday. And it is going to be pretty much a hose right at us, right into the central area of the Bay Area toward Northern California. We're going to get a lot of heavy rain at that point in time Monday night throughout most of your Tuesday and may even linger into early Wednesday morning. As that passes on through, we do actually get a break, a nice little break Wednesday afternoon, Thursday and Friday with just a slight chance of showers, but otherwise pretty much plan those days to get anything done you need to do Wednesday afternoon, Thursday and Friday, because after that, the following weekend, we are looking at potential for a little bit more of an atmospheric river mixing up with a storm system coming our way, just not as intense as the last two atmospheric rivers. This one will be a little more shallow. All right, let's take a look at Tuesday. This entire zone here from Oregon all the way down to about Los Angeles getting hit with some areas of heavy rain centered in the Central Valley and Sacramento, as well as the Bay Area and the Central Coast. Not looking good there. All right, fast forward a little bit here. We finally see most of it moving out by Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. By Thursday, we are mostly clear to partly sunny skies, and even the snow showers have stopped at that point. And then finally, we move into Friday night into Saturday, and we do have a couple more chances to see some rain Saturday as well as Sunday into Monday. So yeah, we still have quite a ways to go before we're just completely done with storms and we can get into the spring. I know a lot of people are looking forward to actually starting to see some more sunshine out there. All right, let's talk about snowfall totals. So we are looking at an additional, yes, anywhere from 1 to 5 more feet of snow expected through Tuesday. But in the meantime, as we move into Sunday night, we could see some of the snow totals closer to about 2 and 3 feet for a lot of the higher peak areas there. And then the European model showing a little bit less than that. So they're a little differing at this moment in time, but we are seeing a lot less with the European model. Rain totals anywhere from 1 to 2 inches are possible in the valley, and mostly closer to 1 inch from Sacramento down along I-5. And then that 2-inch mark really moves from Turlock up towards Sonora. And then we could see a lot more of that rainfall in that red zone there where the numbers aren't pictured. You can see as much as about 2 to 4 inches of rain for our friends near Grass Valley, Nevada City, seeing a lot more rain as well. All right, let's talk about the 10-day forecast. Hopefully this gives you a better idea. Again, thunderstorm chances. There are chances, but you're still looking at scattered showers Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Tuesday, some pretty solid rain, that heavy rain day on Tuesday. And do not forget, Sunday, that is daylight saving time. Yes, we do roll the clocks back, or excuse me, roll them forward 1 hour, spring forward. And then finally, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we are seeing partly sunny skies here. And that'll give you time to do what you need to do for those days of the week. Maybe get that grass mowed there, get your planting done. But by the weekend, we'll see some more potential there for some more shower chances Sunday and Monday.